Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. Ellie Slater of Clare Valley earned the prestigious title of Fisherman of the Year 2025 after landing the harvest catch of the competition, an impressive 988.8 pounds of fish. The event was part of the annual Fisherman's Day celebrations, which took place at the Calypso Fisheries Complex yesterday, Monday, June 9th, 2025. This year's competition saw a total of 5,386 pounds of fish landed by participating fishers. We hear more in this report.
Ellie Slater landed the single heaviest fish, a yellowfin tuna weighing 123.6 pounds, with an overall catch of 988.8 pounds, securing him as Fisherman of the Year 2025. He also caught the spot in the beach seine category with an impressive 4,346 pounds. His prize, a 60 HP 4-stroke Suzuki engine. Slater dedicated his victory to his granddaughters.
I feel excited, but I told my wife I would do all this with my grandchildren. I had 2 grandgirls in England, so I told her this year I'm going to work towards them. You know, whatever I accomplish is for my 2 grandchildren. So I won the beach seine, I said that's for Eliana, and I'm going to put the engine for Elisha. Okay?
Slater said he left home for fishing at 1:30 a.m. on Monday with a positive outlook after checking the weather and deciding on his fishing spot.
Normally I just go 4 over barley and sometimes go over barley so to fish. But I told my villagers and my wife that since Clay Valley getting so much fish these last days, bait for example, I just taking the bait from Clay Valley and go straight southwest. At 17 miles I will stop right there and fish. And I start to put the line down. Normally I just set 9 miles of line. But because of the event today, I just use 6 miles of the line. Okay, and as you can see, it's worth it.
A fisherman for over 50 years, Slater is the only one in the competition with a canopy with the interior of the boat redesigned.
As I get older, they get weaker. So I have a good friend in Grenada who do this type of fishing. And he had a strat. And he told me, Eli boy, you're getting old. And that type of fishing you're doing there, it will cripple you. So he encouraged me to do that type of fishing. The live bait is a better bait to catch tunas and other ocean gear marlin. They love live bait. So what I did, I designed my boat different. I move all the bar, the seats, and design with a live bait well and a fish holding tank for the fish. I did all that. So the live bait well, as you can see, is paying off.
Minister of Fisheries Saboto Caesar commended Slater for his innovation and is encouraging other fishermen to do the same.
A wonderful catch, yellowfin tuna. I want to congratulate Mr. Slater. He continues to work with the ministry to provide advice, working in conjunction with the technicians, and this is a lot to celebrate. There are many young fishermen who are here who are looking at this catch and are saying that for 2026 we want to have a vessel like that one with the methodology that he used so that we can increase the throughput for fishing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
For Fisherman's Day 2025, more than 100 fishermen participated in the competition. For SVG-TV News, Larissa Pogsley-Kidd.
Fishermen across St. Vincent and the Grenadines can expect to receive additional support in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, as the government has approved a further $1.8 million in assistance. The announcement was made by Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar during this year's Fisherman's Day ceremony held at the Calypso Fisheries Complex on Monday. Minister Caesar stated that the distribution of the funds is expected to take place within the next 2 weeks.
Members of the fishing community who were damaged by the hurricane of last year, I was advised by the Permanent Secretary that the sum of $1.8 million will be paid out to the fisher folk of St. Vincent and the Grenadines within the next 14 days. Announcements will be made and we will be going throughout the length and breadth of this country to meet with the fisher folk so that they will be able to receive their checks. And for those of us who are here, there are persons who invested in excess of $50,000, in excess of $250,000, and did not have the opportunity to have a return on their investment because of the hurricane. And this is going to go part of the way to help them. And we are going to continue with the fleet expansion program and other programs.
Minister of Finance, Kimberly Gonsalves, also reaffirmed the government's commitment to the nation's fishermen, acknowledging their essential role in the country's food security and economy.
Mr. Caesar spoke about the fact that $1.8 million will be distributed over the next 2 weeks to fisher folk who are impacted by Hurricane Beryl. And I want to applaud Minister Caesar and his staff in the fisheries for the hard work that they have done to support the fisher folk. There is no other country in the world that has provided per capita as much support to fisher folk over the period of COVID, La Soufre eruptions, and Beryl than this minister, Saboto Caesar, and his government. And he did not mention, but was mentioned by the colleague who spoke first, fish aggregating devices. We have purchased through the World Bank $2.5 million of fish aggregating devices, both subsea devices and surface devices, that will be deployed from the north of St. Vincent to the southern Grenadines to help bring more fish and make the fisherman's job and catch larger and better and more profitable.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines will soon introduce the Global Traveler Advisors Diamond Awards program, an initiative aimed at promoting the country as a premier tourist destination. The announcement was first made at a business luncheon in New York City, hosted by the Minister of Tourism, Carlos James. The event formed part of the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Caribbean Week activities. Speaking at a news conference today, Minister James said the goal is to educate and engage as many travel advisors as possible, equipping them with the knowledge needed to effectively sell St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a travel destination.
Of course, this is facilitated through the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority, where we are launching a training exercise where we are certifying travel advisors who are assigned to the U.S. market and also the Canadian market in North America, and those in the United Kingdom and further east in Europe, to be onboarded as certified and official travel partners and advisors who are going to book flights, book hotel rooms and tour operating services to the destination. Of course, this is something which we have been looking at for quite some time, and I'm happy that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority were able to lead on this initiative in New York.
The program is scheduled to officially launch on July 1st and will run until June 2026. According to the Chief Executive Officer of Invest SVG, the training components of the program will be conducted virtually. Upon completion, monthly rewards will be distributed, culminating in an annual awards ceremony.
The program allows for rewards monthly to our travel advisors. Our top 3 travel advisors, they will be rewarded monthly. And at the end of it, at the end of the first year, of course, there will be grand prizes awarded to our travel advisors. And of course, beyond that, we will celebrate our travel advisors in grand style in St. Vincent and the Grenadines with a awards ceremony. So we will fly our top advisors for the 12 months, our 3 top advisors for the 12 months to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In between that, of course, we will also conduct farm trips, so we will also invite our top performers to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to get to know the product that they are actually selling. So,
with just 18 days away from Carnival, Chief Executive Officer of the Carnival Development Corporation, CDC, Rodney Smalls, says preparations are in their advanced stages. He also announced several changes to the scheduled times for key events. Small explained that the CDC has been working closely with the police, and adjustments to events times have received the necessary approvals. Among the changes in the extension of hours for several events, including the opening of the street bars throughout the night.
Carnival Monday will now end at midnight. Carnival Tuesday would now end at 10 p.m. We got a little 1 hour, so we're grateful. Street bars, again, is something that I love because I remember going to Carnival with my mom and seeing street bars, so it's something that is very dear to my heart. We'll now go back to round the clock. So persons, you can now experience a round the clock experience thing. And there's also now an extension to Carnival. We know traditionally Carnival would end on the Carnival Tuesday, which is July 8th. We're now extending Carnival to July 13th, Sunday, July 13th. So you still have a couple days to have some fun in this beautiful country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Meanwhile, as part of preparations for Carnival, the Carnival Development Corporation, the CDC, is collaborating with the Argyle International Airport, AIA, to ensure that visitors receive a warm and festive Carnival welcome upon arrival. CEO Rodney Small stated that the initiative is aimed at giving visitors a taste of the Carnival experience as soon as they land.
Actually going to start our Vintimas Carnival Experience at the AIA. The minister spoke about the benefits of having AIA, and Vintimas CDC wants to take a Carnival Experience to AIA every Wednesday and Sunday starting from tomorrow with a pilot. We're going to do a pilot just to see how persons react to it. I was told that there are going to be 3 flights on the ground tomorrow. So as you land, for those who are listening to me and you're coming home tomorrow, you're going to have that Vintimas experience as you come off of that A bridge, and it's going to be epic. I could tell you that much. So we are looking forward to that, and we're in collaboration with the management and staff at AIA and the Tourism Authority.
In the lead up to the main event, several carnival activities have already begun, including rural carnivals and calypso performances, which are generating excitement across the country. Shaban Stewart, Chief Radiographer at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, has officially been selected as the Unity Labour Party's candidate for the Southern Grenadines constituency in the upcoming general election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stewart received the party's endorsement during a ULP event held in Union Island on Sunday, June 8th. Her selection followed an uncontested internal party vote, making her the sole candidate put forward for the nomination. She is expected to challenge the incumbent Member of Parliament, Terence Oliver, who represents the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP. Oliver has held the Southern Grenadines seat since 2001. The Southern Grenadines constituency includes the islands of Union Island, Mairo, and Canawan. The area has traditionally been an NDP stronghold. The general elections is constitutionally due by 2025, though an official date has yet been announced. Still on the local scene, weeks after she was brutally gunned down alongside 2 others at her business place in Belmont, Leslie Davis, better known as Famo, was laid to rest on Sunday. Hundreds turned out for the funeral service, which was held at the Belmont Government School. Emotions ran high as family, friends, community members, and national figures gathered to pay tribute to the woman widely regarded as a pillar of her community. In his tribute, East St. George Parliamentary Representative Camilla Gonzalez said that many, including himself, are still struggling to make sense of the tragedy that unfolded on the night of Friday, May 16, 2025.
I remember the shock of the community when we all gathered outside the shop in the hours after we got the terrible news. And I don't think many of us have been able to understand the reasons why Famo is no longer with us. I want to extend, first of all, my condolences to the family of Leslie Davis, particularly Johannes and Tahira. I want to extend strength to Johnny, who is going through his own struggles at the moment with this terrible crime. And to the community who lost not just an individual, but an absolute pillar of Belmont, Faban, and further beyond. I heard somebody say to me the other day that Leslyn was a shopkeeper, and I said she was a community keeper. She was far more than a shopkeeper. Hers was the epicenter of activity in this community. Hers was where people gathered, people celebrated, people commiserated, people relaxed. Hers was a mouth that spoke wisdom to the community. She was someone who would never forget to call.
Minister Gonsalves said her legacy is not only in the lives she touched, but also in the children she raised and the communities she strengthened.
Those who pursue justice as lawyers, those who mold young minds as school teachers and principals. She is irreplaceable in this community. I am heartbroken by her loss. I am devastated by the tragedy that has befallen her, her family, and this community. But I am grateful that so many of us had an opportunity to be touched by Leslyn Davis and to bask in her light. The book of Proverbs has a verse that I like that applies very strongly to Famo. It's book of Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed in strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. That is, to me, a wonderful description of the woman I knew. It is going to be a challenge for us to move on from this tragedy, senseless as it is. And I hope that we can all move on together to give strength to her family, to remember all the good that she represented, to celebrate the light that she was in this community.
Minister of Agriculture, Suboto Caesar, also paid tribute, describing Davis not merely as a major exporter of agricultural produce, but as a genuine friend to many.
If I wanted a truckload of produce to put on Facebook, it was Leslyn truck. Because she had a way, she would load that truck up. When that hit the social media, the whole country would start smiling. Leslyn would call me any hour of the day. It's very important that when you need help, you get in touch. But Leslyn always called, every single time, about what she wanted to do for others. She had a community spiritedness in her. The likes today you don't see a lot. And I want to use this opportunity here today, while I speak about Sister Leslyn, to speak more about her virtues, because Leslyn is no longer with us. And sometimes we only, and I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings, sometimes we only remember what many have done for us lately. And we can't build a society like that. If anybody, anywhere in the world, considered the value, the hard work, the dedication, the commitment, the resilience of this woman, If we had all considered that, we would not have been here today. Because to hurt a woman like that is to hurt an angel.
Opposition Senator Siobhan John remembered Davis as a remarkable woman who served as a backbone of her own family and of many others across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, extending even into Trinidad and Tobago.
Her love, her strength carried us through many storms. And with her passing, it has been terrible for many of us. I think all of us. She was more than just a relative. She was a pillar of support, a guiding light, and the soul of our family. With a heart, she embraced everyone. She welcomed each person with warmth, kindness, and an unwavering listening ear. No matter the burden we carried to her, she made time to listen, to understand, and to uplift. Her resounding voice commanded attention, not in demand, but in love. When she spoke, we all listened, because her words were filled with wisdom and truth. She never hesitated to stand up for what was right, and she treated everyone with the respect and dignity they deserved.
Davis, along with Damian Cumberbatch and Joel Brown, were fatally shot during the incident that occurred just after 8 p.m. on May 16th in Belmont. 3 others were injured in the attack. Kesroy Ryan, a 25-year-old laborer from Lomans Leeward, has since been arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder in connection with the shooting. The tragic loss of Davis, a respected entrepreneur and community figure, has sent shockwaves through the nation, underscoring ongoing concerns about gun violence and public safety. In other news now, the graduates Calypso Tent is celebrating what it describes as 42 years of unbroken contribution to the Calypso art form in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has announced that its preliminary show, originally scheduled for tonight, has been rescheduled to Friday, June 13th, 2025. In a news release, the tent stated that the rescheduled event has been confirmed with the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Calypsonians Association, the Carnival Development Corporation, and the judges responsible for the preliminaries. The upcoming show will feature a 17-member cast and is titled Calypso to the World. According to tent leader Kingsley Hero Roberts, the Calypso to the World preliminary show is more than just a slogan. It reflects their mission for the 2025 Calypso season. He noted that this year's tent blends first-time Calypsonians with seasoned Calypso boards and former Calypso monarchs, providing mentorship and guidance to ensure the production of a high-quality songs with a goal of advancing the art form and taking Calypso to international audiences. The tent also highlighted its diverse cast, drawing performers from across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including the Grenadines. The show promises a wide range of topics, from serious political and social commentary to humorous and up-tempo songs. The tent assured patrons that they can expect an outstanding performance on Friday evening. The venue remains Russell's Auditorium. Shannon John, who goes by stage name Kelly J, was crowned the 2025 South Leeward Soca Monarcha following a high-energy performance that thrilled both judges and patrons. Kelly J's infectious soca hit Start Again earned her the top spot, combining crowd appeal with a strong stage presence and lyrical delivery. Second place went to Angie Meyer with her catchy tune Curry, while Geo featuring Shara claimed the third place with a crowned pumping anthem Shellins. Rounding out the top 4 was Jace with his favorite Till Morning. The competition was held in South Leeward constituency and showcased some of the area's finest soca talents. Here's a snippet of the 3 performances.